I'm Mike Hackard. Imagine this. Your loved one works a lifetime to build savings, buy a home, and create security for their family. But after they pass, instead of peace, you discover missing funds, forged documents, or assets that quietly disappeared. That's not bad luck. That's estate fraud, and it's more common than most people realize. Today, I'll explain how estate fraud happens, the warning signs you need to watch for, and the steps you can take to protect your family's legacy. What is estate fraud? At its core, estate fraud happens when someone entrusted to manage or distribute assets, like an executor, trustee, or agent with power of attorney, abuses that power for personal gain. We see it in many forms. Executors writing checks to themselves disguised as fees, selling property far below value to friends, then pocketing the difference, forging wills or altering trust papers, transferring assets so beneficiaries never see them, or draining accounts under a power of attorney when someone is incapacitated. It's theft in slow motion, and it often goes unnoticed until it's too late. Who's most at risk? Fraud isn't limited to multi-million-dollar estates. It strikes small estates where oversight is weak, blended families where rivalries can be exploited, estranged heirs who may be kept in the dark, and elderly individuals who are most vulnerable to manipulation. Fraudsters thrive in silence. When no one's watching, they act. Red flags to watch. For so, how do you know if something's wrong? Watch for unexplained withdrawals or transfers, evasive or vague answers from the executor, excessive or inflated management fees, sudden sales of valuable assets for suspiciously low amounts, missing records or disappearing paperwork, and conflicts of interest, like an executor selling property to a friend. One red flag is troubling, several together. That's a flashing warning sign. The human cost of state fraud isn't just about money, it's about trust and betrayal. Families often discover fraud in the middle of grief. They're mourning a loved one, only to realize that someone close has taken advantage. The result, broken relationships, guilt, and years of conflict. Even if money is recovered, emotional scars can last a lifetime. I've seen cases where antiques were sold off for pennies on the dollar or estates drained by inflated fees. Some families recover assets in court, others lose them forever. In both situations, the emotional damage is devastating. What to do if you suspect fraud? If you think fraud is happening, gather evidence, bank records, receipts, emails. Consult an estate attorney who knows these cases. Request a formal accounting of all transactions. Petition the court to remove the executor if necessary. And consider mediation to resolve disputes without years of litigation. But the key is speed. The longer you wait, the harder recovery becomes. Prevention strategies. Of course, the best way to fight estate fraud is to prevent it. Here are some proven safeguards. Appoint multiple fiduciaries instead of just one. Clearly outline duties in your will or trust. Require regular accountings so there's transparency. Bring in professionals like accountants or financial advisors for oversight. Educate beneficiaries about their rights and add no contest clauses to discourage manipulation. The clearer and more structured the plan, the harder it is for fraudsters to succeed. The bigger picture state fraud doesn't just affect one family. It burdens court systems, derails charitable gifts, and strips future generations of security. At its core, estate fraud is betrayal. It drains more than accounts. It drains trust. But with vigilance, planning, and professional guidance, families can protect what truly matters. If you'd like to learn more about protecting your estate, or if you suspect fraud is happening in your family, don't wait. At Hackard Law, we've guided countless families through these difficult situations. We fight to protect what matters most, your family, your future, and your peace of mind. Contact us today at hackardlaw.com. I'm Mike Hackard. Thanks for watching.